كمي تغنيو ناي سايبر باور فتوتي أو كله عالم تزرقهم لهم انقع دسبلكم انقع دسبلنا نابلكو تمتعبيتي حاوي فرزقي أبسيات الكتمة أبتا فتوتي سيات الكتمة مسيس لزلو زي أقاتامي بموساد انقع دحنا مساخة
وعلى حبرهات
كمي اتو ناي مقات نهري كمي رخيب خيو زي تلمد يكونن
حكي هو unexpected بزح شعمت سياتل the summer is always nice 70 degrees 75 degrees to the highest تماري أدمت مالي قن over 100 ينيرو مون إشتاي ديسي ويزر حزر متأخوي مسيلني
كمو يزمسل زخنا خوينو نقع بدحان متاها نقع دما دسبلنا نابلكو اتي أبزو سومونات زي قبرة نسبوين كنا حنملون زنبرنا عاوت هم جمرة عاوت اتو هزبنا بزوم فاشيستاوي تراويت ليتن قطرين كقتل كتأمني كعمت أبزو قنيل وشمونتا ورحي لكو مسوات النت ترير قالسي حارا وطي الله وزي مالت قل اتقالسي توديو مالت يكونن بمانا وقن دما بدايسبورا اتنا مجمريا تشابتر ناي قالسي معراف تجميرون بر اي تودن ازول بزخوينات زعانوان نبرتات بزخوينات زتساقاي حزبنا نبعاتو نحصل وان زخونه بزبلة خزي كحس دلو كاب دايسبورا خز وانو نا بزح ريلاكس لبل يكونن بزح تثبيت يزلو نا انتي يسمعك كم حد قداساي تقراواي بفلاي دما ابت زقبر زنبره administration خونه advocacy عمق بزبله كتقال سلازي صنحها زناي مقاله زو عاوت مسمعها انتي تسمعك
يعني لي برهات تسمعني سمعت مقلات بطعمي خبيديو دخول المحنات I know تعودنا خمدوت خمس سعر لبي فلت يكون شع جن خمس بقول طفي مثلا نا نام دي أخوينا نيران توصلنا دقائق مالتي وقت أمها كواشنطن على واشنطن سيارة فلاي كبرنيرا على أوروبلان وشتيانيرا سلازي كعرفت له يا سلكي on تقولت له when I see all the messages you know I want to scream in the plane honestly after plane which stay scream كبريرا لينيرا but Friday hold together me I couldn't do it but it was that I was that happy and بحكي it is a relief معناتهم it's a relief تقرأنا نحن تو شمونتا ورح ملو تقارو العالم لنا بحلفة دغنا عب تقرأي دلو زمنا شمونتا ورح ملو دقاس لي ولو بتميت بمكرا بتيت بعمز ولد تقرأي دقوم كي عمزا دقوم كي قتلو كوكشتات كوردات تقرأي ناب كتما مقالة كتما مقالة دغنا نخلقت كتماتات أديس أبابا بحلفة دق أنستي دقم سريرام كالسدرون تفعليهم إن ترى إن تعين مجمرة جزء ولادت كتهرست الله هي فرحات لما أنت قاليت عمت لما أنت ودي يقتلن إلى دق صحريرة أنا بدق صحريرة يقرأ مكان for the first time normally I wake up a couple of times night now ولا نفس الكي ولا نبى تلفزيون عيني مخفات العبيني like all of us. أشعيته مع التقن I slept the entire night. So it's his بهمهم تصمم شعيته and it was a big relief even though it's not over. تودعوا كأخونا نجاركن صبح جمارو أي حزبنا at least فويلو ولا تتأمي ولا لتشيت هلي ولو ولا سلكت هلي ولو ولا مقبت على يقولوا سلام نيو دفرحوا نقال دقوا مسويهم دقوا من تيلو دوسر له حالي أنا ما تسمع أن سمعت I don't know how to express it honestly but real relief and happy and I hope ملء كنت حاجوسنا بهتصوص معلتي
مثلا ون بزاف ديال يسمى قبل من حزنلون جزء سلزنبرة هندتاوي عوت أشر غيرو ممسو دعمي كمن بزيكل خنافات كم حاجوسن كم حزنن እታ ሓጎስ እቲ ዝመጽእ ዘሎ ብሩህ ናይ ትግራዋይ ግዜን ሰዓታትን ክኸውን ከሎ እቲ ዝሓለፈ ድማ ምዝናትና ህዝቢ ሓጎስ ደሞም ዘፈሱ እቶም ዘለዉ ድማ ጠሚኒ ቆሪርኒ ሰኒእኒ ማይ ሞት ዘይፈርሑ ዘምፅኡ ዓወት ስለ ዝኾነ ክልቲኡ እናረኣኻ ክትብል ከም ሓጎስን ከም ሓዘንን ከምኡ ዓይነት ነገር እዩ ተሰሚዕኒ ኮነ ኮይኑ ኣብይ ኣሕመድ ብዙሕ ምስቶም ናተቱ ናይ ፒፒ ብዙሕ ድራማን ዓለም ብዘስሕቕ መንገድታት ንምንታይ ከም ዝወፀ ንትግራዋይ ሓረስታይ ከይጠምዩ ኢለ እየ ወፅየ ዝብል ሓደ ሓደ መንፍሕታት ይዛረብ ኣሎ ዋ ብምንታይ ዓይነት መልክዕ እዩ ከምኡ ክኸውን ዝኽእል ወታደራቱ ቆዲቡ ቦታ ደብርዩ ፅሩኡ ደጉሉ ከም ከልቢ ዝኸደስ ንሓር ብዞም ናይ ፒፒ ኣባላት ተመኽንዩ ንሳቶም ውፃእ ስለ ዝበሉኒ እዩ ኢሉ ክዛረብ ተሎስ ክሳዕ እንደየኑ ኣብቲ ናይ ኢትዮጵያ ሕብረተሰብ ንዕቐት ድዩ ወይስ ኣጉል propaganda campaign I just could not make out of it እንታይ ክረክብ እንታይ ክብል ስለዝደለየ እዩ በቶም ሓሰብቱ ውድቓት ጀነራላት ገይሩ ነፍሕታት ይህብ ዘሎ ዓለም ኦልሬዲ 8 ወርሒ ሙሉእ እንታይ ዓድና ብኻበራ ሃብያስ ብሕምባጣ ዝበሃል ነገር እንታይ መስለካ እንታይ እዩ እዚ ንመን ኢምፕረስ ክገብር لنا علم دياليو consumption ديو saving face saving approach ديو تايوزي نازم سبات دي اتم حسوت معلت لا معلت ناتفلفل اي زخمي what did he try to gain out of it
well thank you I mean نوح حوانات قدم زوج زين تحر تذكر وين خبرات حق منقستي كبر يونيرو حتى ناي تقراي منقست ناي تقراي حزبن مخنياتهم أبي أحمد تو ناي إثيوبيا كونستيتيوشن تحيسو ثلاثة عامات مولو عبد المار حدر لو برايم مينستر حزب the same thing ناتو نتصارع it's one in day will do many حيل يو executive power ديو to parliament ديو to prime minister ديو من يزيلو السنوقا بيفلت prime minister سلازي نعاي نتوم هزي دمتونهم prime minister لازي الحمد لله يتقنحهم من ميدان كاملنا وتوك غورو دصانحه مسلسل عامت مولو يتفصامينت غيرو امبر سمالي كل تግራይ ጠይቆካ لما انتي بولك حسراوت كتوص سلطان يبلخ نايت برايم مينستر سلطان يكون عند ኢትዮጵያ ኮንስቲትዩሽን ነገር ግን ዋን እንደ ይብሉ ናይ ሓደ ዋን ማን ሾው ይብሉ ወዛዓዲ ናይ ሓደ ሰብኣይ ድምእዛን ዓዲ ስለዝኾነት ከምኡ ገይሩ ያው ነቲ ህዝቢ ንኸታልል ካምፔንስ ከብር እዩ ሞኪሩ እና እዚ ንፅበያ ነገር ምክንያቱም ኣብይ ድዛረቡ ካሊእ ጀነራሉ ድዛረቡ ካሊእ ቃል ቀባዩ ድዛረቡ ካሊእ እዩ ምክንያቱም ሓደ ሰብ ተተሳዒሩ ስዕረቱ ንክሽፍን ብዙሕ መንገዲ ክመፅእ እዩ እዚ ግቡእ እዩ ነገር ግን ታዩ ከምቲ ድወልኩኻ ንኢትዮጵያ ህዝቢ ድመጥን ፕራይም ሚኒስተር ስለዚ ክሰምዕዎ እዮም ምክንያቱም ከመይ ኢሉ እንታይ ኮይኑ ቅድሚ ኢሉ ኣሎ 8 ወርሒ ቅድሚ ሰማዓት ድነበረ ሙቭመንት ንሰሙን ሙሉእ ኣብ ኢትዮጵያ ኣብ ትግራይ ድነበረ ወፍሪ ኣለ ኣባኖካ ኢትዮጵያውያን ይከታተልዎ ነይሮም እዮም ግን እሱ ዓይነ ዓሚቶም እዮም እዚ ልቕበሉ ዘለዉ ስለዚ ኣና ምንም ለውጥ ንፈጥሮ ይኮነ ብቕልፅምና ኩሉ ነገር ከም ደገና ንፈልጥ ኢና ንዓኣቶም ግን ኩሉ ሻዕ ሶት ስለ ዝነብሩ ኩሉ ሻዕ ምክንያት ስለ ዝነበሩ ንምክንያትነት ህይወቶም ስለ ዝሓልፍ ብከምኡ ስለዚ ብዙሕ ለውጥ ረምፅኦ ነገር የለን ብዓለም ደረጃ ኢትዮጵያ ክህልዎ እዩ ኦብቪየስሊ ምክንያቱም ቅበልዎ እዮም እንተ ብዓለም ደረጃ እንተ ብኣና ተጋሩ ምንም ለውፅኦ ለውጥ የለን ነገር ግን ኣብዚ እዩ ሕሶት ክደጋገም ከሎ ሓቂ ይኽእል ስለዚ ኣብዚ ናትና ናይ ሚድያ ሰባት ናትና ናይ ፒአር ሰባት ኣብዚ ስርሖም ክሰርሑ ስለዚ ብሕልፊ ኩሉ ሻዕ ንሕና ንሓለፈ 30 ዓመት ብጣዕሚ ድደኸምና ኣሎ ድኽመት ድነበረና ሓይሊ ደይነበረና ወይም ድማ ትኹረት ደይነበረና ፓርቲ ፒአር ናይ ፒአር ፓወር ሕዝለ ክንፈልጥ ኢና ስለዚ ሚድያታትና እዚ ብምሉእ ክሰርሓሉ ኣለዋ ሰብ ሞያ እዚ ሕሶት ዝናጋውሓ ነቲ ህዝቢ ብድርድኦ ቋንቋ ምክንያቱም ሕዝለ ተኾነ እቲ ሕሶት ተነጊሩ ሓቂ ክኾን ኣይንደልዩ ስለዚ ኣብዚኣ ከተሓሳስብ ፈቱ ንኩለን ሚድያታት ብሕልፊ TMH ሳይበር ፓወር ኦፍ ትግራይ ደደቢት ሚድያ ኣክሱማይት ሚድያ ካልኦት ሶሻል ሚድያ ድነጥፉ ኩሎም ብመንግስቲ ደረጃ ፒአር ብትግራይ መንግስቲ ፒአር ደገልግሉ ሰባት ኩሎም ኣብዚ ሓያል ስራሕ ክሰርሑ ኣለዎ ሕዝለ ክንህርስ የብልና ምክንያቱ
ኣብዚኣ ናይ ሚድያ ኣብዚኣ ካብ ሚድያ ካብ ዘልዕልኻ ካብ ዝተፈላለዩ ሸነኻት ብፍላይ ካብ ዓበይቲ ኣሕዋትና እዚ ሕዚ ዝግበር ዘሎ መኸተ ምስ ካሊእ ናይ ኢትዮጵያ ሕብረተሰብ ማለት ብፍላይ ምስቱ ናይ ምሓራ ተራ ሕብረተሰብ ክመፀካ እዩ ትግራዋይ ክቐትለካ እዩ ክውደአካ እዩ ዝብል መልእኽትታት ከተሓላልፉ ኣለዉ ንሕና ከም ተጋሩ መጠን እቲ ሽግር ናትና እቶም ፅንፈኛታት መራሕቲ ናይ ፒፒ ኣባላት ከም ምዃኑ ከመይ ጌርና ኢና ነቲ ካሊእ ሕብረተሰብ ካብ ፍርሕን ካብ ሽግርን ክነውፅኦ ንኽእል ኣነ ማለት እቲ ወንጀል ዝፈፀመ ያው ሕጊ ክቐርበሉ ዝኽእል ኩነታት ወይም ድማ ብሓይሊ ናብ ሕጊ ክተምፅኦ ትኽእል ባይታታት እናሰፍሐ እዩ ከይዱ ግን ካልእ ሕብረተሰብ ድማ ካብ ፍርሒ ነፃ ክወፅእ ኣይከኣለን እቲ ዝተገበረ ኩነታትን ብፍላይ ኣብ ትግራይ ብዝተገበረ ግፍዒ ንሕና ኣብ ዳያስፖራ ዘለና ከመይ ጌርና ኢና ባላንስ ጌርና እቲ ወንጀለኛን እቲ ተራ ዝኾነ ሕብረተሰብ ክነረኣዩ ንኽእል ኩነታት እንታይ ይመስለካ ከመይ ጌርና ኢና ንዞም ኣብ ፍርሒ ምንም ነገር ዘይገበሩ ኣብ ፍርሒ ዘለዉ ሰባት ከመይ ጌርና ኢና ክነፅናዕኖም ንኽእል
ፅቡቕ ሕቶ እዩ ፅቡቕ ሳብጀክት እዩ ብጣዕሚ ክንሪኦ ዝግበአና ነገር እዩ ምክንያቱ ንሕና ኣብ ውግእ ክንነብር ኣይንደልን እንተ ሓደ ህዝቢ ኮይናስ እንተ ጎረባብቲ ኮይናስ እንተ ግዛእ ኮይናስ ምስቱ ኣከባቢና ደሎ ህዝቢ ብሰላም ኢና ክንነብር ንደሊ ሎማዓንቲ እንድሕር ናይ ፕራይም ሚኒስተር ኣብዪ ኣሕመድ ዘረባ እንድሕር ሰሚዕናዮ ኮይና ጆኖሳይዳል ወር እዩ ኣዚዙ ኣብ ልዕሊና እና ተጠቐመሉ ቋንቋ ግልፂ እዩ ህዝቢ ኣምሓራ ኣባና ክዘምት እዩ ገይሩ ኣብ ወልቃይት ፀገዴ ዘሎ ህዝቢ ብበገምድርነቱ ድኣምን ብበገምድርነቱ ደይ ወላበል ህዝቢ እዩ ሱቅ መዋሉ እንትን ኮይኑ ተሪኢኹም ኢሉ ሊትራሊ ሲቪል ዋር እዩ እንትን ገይሩ መንጎ ህዝቢ ትግራይን መንጎ ህዝቢ ኣምሓራን ማለት እዩ ንሕና ምስ ህዝቢ ኣምሓራ ምንም ዓይነት ፀገም የብለና እቲ ሓረስታይ ኣምሓራይ ከም ሓረስታይ ትግራዋይ እዩ እቲ ተምሃራይ ኣምሓራይ ከም ተምሃራይ ትግራዋይ እዩ ስለዚ ንሕና ችግር ደለና ምስ ኣምሓሩ ልሂቃን ናይ ተስፋፍሕነት ሓሳብ ዘለዎም ናይ ዕብላልነት ሓሳብ ዘለዎም ናይ ሃፃዊነት ሓሳብ ዘለዎም እምበር ንሕና ምስ ኣምሓራ ህዝቢ ምንም ዓይነት ፀገም የብለና ስለዚ ኣብዚ ብሓቂ ብሓቂ ክስርሑ ኣለዎ ምክንያቱም እዚ ዶ ይፈልጥ ሓረስታይ ህዝቢ እዚ ዶ ይፈልጥ ንኻ ህዝቢ ብክልቲኡ ወገን ደሎ ማለት እዩ ብኣና ወገንም ይኹን ብኣቶም ወገንም ይኹን ኣብ ሲቪል ዋር ክኣትዩ ስለዚ ንዚ እዩ እቲ ፒኣር ብጣዕሚ ተኣድላይነቱ ሎማዓንቲ ፕራይም ሚኒስተር ኣብይ ብሓቂ ንባዕሉ ኢንክሪሚኔት ገይሩ ንባዕሉ ሎማዓንቲ ኣብቲ ንስኻቶም ዝፅዕሩሉ ዘለኹም ንኣይሲሲ ልክኸት ኤቪደንስ እዩ ሂብኩም
አሁን ያለው ውጊያ ግን ተቀይሯል። አሁን ያለው ውጊያ የትኛው መንደር ወታደር ሲሄድ ምንም ጠላት አያይም፣ ህዝብ ነው የሚያየው። እዛ የገባው ወታደር ቁጥሩ ያነሰ ከሆነ በአህዱ ውስንነት ያነሰ ከሆነ ምንም ጠላት የለም ብሎ አልፎ ሳይጨርስ ከጀርባው በርከት ያሉ ሰዎች ወረውት በክላሽም በገጀራም ይጨፈጨፉታል። ለምሳሌ አንድ መንደር የገጠመን ወታደሩ ሲሄድ ጁንታው ሰው ይገላል፣ ይረሽናል። አልደገፉኝ የሚላቸውን ሰዎች ከቤተሰብ አውጥቶ ህዝብ እያየ ይረሽናል። እየረሸኑን ነው ጥበቃ አታደርጉልንም ብለው ጠየቁ ወታደሩን። ወታደሩ እንደምታውቁት ለምሳሌ 50 ሺህ ወይ 100 ሺህ እንኳን ቢሆን ትግራይ ያለው ወታደር ዝም ብሎ 20 ወደ ባህል ስለሆነ በተለይ መቀሌ ላይ ግልጽ እንድትሆኑ እዛ የነበረን ኃይል ትልቅ ነው። ወደ 4 ክፍለ ጦር ይጠጋል። መቀሌ አካባቢ ያለን ከ20 ሺህ በላይ ነው። እንኳን ጁንታው ምንም ነገር ቢሆን ራሱን ለመከላከል ከፍተኛ ብቃት አለው። ነገር ግን ይሄ ቅድም ያልኳችሁ ስሜት በከፍተኛ ደረጃ አርሚ ውስጥ ገብቷል። ሁሉንም የሚያየውን ሰው ጠላት ነው ብሎ አስቧል። አንዳንድ ቦታ ቄሶች ክላሽ እና ማይክሮፎን ይዘው ይሆናል ሴንስ ማድረግ ሲጀምርና ለሞተውም ለተራበውም ለቆሰለውም ለእያንዳንዱ ጉዳይ ወንጀለኛ የሆነው የሌለውን እና መሰረታዊ ነገር የደርግ ትጥቅ፣ የደርግ ስልጠና፣ የደርግ ቀለብ እየበላ ነበር። ወታደር ከማረከ በኋላ አሰልጥን ይለዋል፣ ያሰለጥናል፣ ትጥቁን ይወስዳል። 5 ቤተሰብ ካለው 7 8 10 ብሎ ያስመዘግባል። የ10 ሰው ይወስዳል፣ 5ቱን ይበላል።
እዚ እዩ ኣነ ነዚ መልእኽቲ እዚ መሰረት ገይረ እቲ ሓደ ካብቲ ዘረብኡ ድሕሪ ንሰምዕ ኮይንና እቲ ቃልሲ ናትና ናይ ህዝባዊነት ዘለዎ ብህዝቢ ዝተደገፈ ህዝቢ ማእኸል ገይሩ ዝመሰሉ ዝቃለስ ከመይ ገይሩ እዩ ሓደ ወራሪ ሬፐስት ሉተር ቀታላይ ኣብ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ክሕልፎ እንታይ እዩ እቲ ሎጂክ? ስለዚ እንታይ እዩ ዝብለካ ዘሎ እቲ ቃልሲ ናይ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ብህዝቢ ትግራይ ዝተደገፈ እዩ፣ ህዝቢ ዝድግፎ እዩ። በዚ ዓይነት እውን እዩ ተዓዊቱ። እዚ ድሕሪ ዝፈልጥ ኮይኑ ደኣ ንምንታይስ እቲ ኩናት ኣድለየ? 8 ወርሒ ዶ እዚ ንምፍላጥ 8 ወርሒ ዝፈለካ እና እቲ ሓደ ነጥቢ እሱ እዩ። እቲ ካልኣይ ነጥቢ ድማ ከም ኣምሓራይን ትግራዋይን እንኳዕ እንተዎ ዝበልካዮ ሓዊ ምስዳድ ዘይጠፍእ ኩናት ሰላም ከይርከብ ምግባር እዩ። ሪኢኻ እሱ እንዳሃለየ ናይ ወስተርን ትግራይ ምንም ዓይነት ኮመንት ኣይሃብ ስምሑ ክሳዕ ኤሌክሽን ሓደ ነገራት እውን ካብቶም ናይ ቀደም ናይ ፒፒት ኣባላት ዝነበሩ ተጋሩ ድሕሪ ኤሌክሽን ፕሮሚስ ክገብረልኩም እየ ናብ ትግራይ ክምለስ ዝብል ዘረባታት እውን ይናፈስ ኣሎ እና እዚ ሰብኣይ እዚ ከም ነፋሒቶ ሕብሩ ቀለሙ እናቀየረ መርገፂ ዘይብሉ ፖለቲካ ግን ማእኸል ናይቲ ኢትዮጵያ ሕብረተሰብ ቁስሊ ንምግዳፍ ዝገብሮ ዘሎ ፃዕሪ ብጣዕሚ ዘሕዝን እዩ። እዚ ሰብ እዚ ከም ሓደ ፕራይም ሚኒስተር ወታደሩ ፈቐዱ ቦትኡ ደብርዩ ዝመፀ ሰብ እዩ። ካድሙ ከለዉ ዘይነግርዎም ናይ ወታደር ክፍለ ጦራት ነይሮም። زي فلتو هاي مالتي زي بفرحت أوحدتن قلعو قلعي قديفو ناي كتما نورتي نورات ናይ መንግስቲ ንብረት ሰሪቑ ክኸይድ እዩ ተተሓዘ ነዚ እውን እዩ ኣብ ትግራይ ምንም ነገር የለይ ኩሉ ነገር ኣዕንዩናዮ ኢና ልክዕ ሓምታ ተወለደላ ቦታ ቢሻሻ ከምኡ እዩ መሲሉ ኢሉ ትምክሕቲ ብዘለዎ ኣገላልፃ እዩ እና እቱ ናይ ዋር ክራይምስ አንተ ከም ዝበልካዮ ኣብቱ ICC reaffirms itself እና ወንጀል ካብ ወንጀል ናወስኸሉ ክኸይድ ከሎ already I am a martyr man እዚ ድሕሪ ኸዚ ማንም ክነቀንስ ስለዘይኽእል ሓደ ኣፉ ሓዊ ኣጉደሉ ክኸይድ እዩ ዝብል ኣተሓሳስባ መሲሉ እዩ ዝስምዐኒ እንታይ ይመስለካ እንታይ እዩ ረብሕዑ እዚ
ልክዕ እዩ I don't know you know ሰብኣይ ዘይ ብጣዕሚ ከቢድ እዩ ምግላፁ بحق كزارب he's convincing interesting مالتي ነገር ግን እንድሕር ኢኻዮ ግን he doesn't have no substance he's empty ምንም ዓይነት ቆፎ I don't think he knows what he's talking about ምክንያቱም ቅድሚ 8 ወርሒ ሕጊ ምኽባር እዩ ሰሜን ክፍለ እዝና ተወሪሩ ኢና ዛ ኣክሽን ዚ ወሲድና ኢሉ ማለት እዩ ሎማ አንተ እንደገና ግልጽ ገይርዎ ንምንታይ ትግራይ hem ወረራ ትግራይ ናይ ኢስት ኣፍሪካ ጂኦፖለቲክስ ሰንተር ኮይና ናይ ቱሪስት ኣትራክሽን ኮይና ናይ ኢንቨስተርስ ኣትራክሽን ስለዝኾነት እዚኣ anyway ከም በሻሻ ገይረ ከም ደይትፍለጥ ዓዲ ገይረ እያ እና እዚ ፕሮጀክት እዚ ስለዝፈፀምኩ ወፅየ ኣለኹ ኢሉና ሎማ አንተ ብግልጽ ዘረብኩም ተዓንቱ ሰማዕና እዩ ስለዚህ ሰብኣይ ዘ ብሓቂ ምግላፁ መቸገር ሰብኣይ እዩ ነገር ግን እቱ ናቱ ዝገብሮ ነገር ደሎ ኩሉ ነገር ናይ ካልኦት ሰባት ዓላማ ምናፈፀመ እዩ ስለዚ እቲ ዓላማ ናይቶም ካልኦት ተስፋፋሕቲ ሃይሊ ፀረ ትግራይ ፀረ ተጋሩ ዝኾኑ ሃይልታት እንደገና ትግራይ ምጥፋእ እዩ ስለዚ ሕዝም ገይርዎ ደሎ ስጉምቲ ማለት እዩ ዋላ ሕቁኡ ተተደቆሰኳ the next day ናይ ተኽስስ ስምዕነት ብጉብልቃይ ጠጠው ቢለ ኣለኹ ኢሉ ግን ኣብ ትግራይ ድርከብ ነገር ኩሉ ነገር ዘሪፉ ክወፅእ ካብኡ ሓሊፉ እንደገና ኣብ ትግራይ ምንም ዓይነት ኣብ ባንክ 5 ሳንቲም ጥር ትብል ገንዘብ የለን ባንክታት ኤምፕቲ ጌርካ ስልክ ጥፊእኻ መብራህቲ ጥፊእኻ ማይ ዓፂኻ ስለዚ ታይ ንግበራ ትግራይ ማለት እዩ እዚ ስለዚ ሕዝም ተኾነት ኮይናተይ ተወድአን ገና ጀሚሩ ኢሉ ኣሎ ስለዚ እቲ ቃልስና ዳይሬክሽን ይቀይረሎ እዩ ኣብይ ኣሕመድ ግን ኣነ ብዛ ንእሽተይ ፍልጠተይ ማለት እዩ ክገልፆ ደይገልጸ ስለዚ I feel sorry يحزن ከምዚ ዓይነት መራሒ ኢትዮጵያ ስለድሃለዎ
ጽቡቅ ፍረዝጊ I couldn't say it better in the light of this let's try to speak a little bit in English for those people, especially for the diaspora users who are not able to speak Tigrinya but listen Tigrinya. I think sometimes we carried away with the points that we like to address, forgetting those very instrumental and valuable users that we, all of us, are proud of them, what they have become. And in the light of those challenges that we are facing, Tagaru, here in diaspora and in our respected region Tigray, what should be done? We did the advocacy in terms of highlighting the predicament of our people on the streets of London, on the streets of Washington, D.C., on the streets of Newark, on the streets of Seattle, and on the streets of North America, even in Africa, in some countries as well, like South Africa. What is your message? One, in terms of our advocacy, you said a little bit in Tigrinya, we have changed the direction of our struggle since everything has changed in terms of the war. The war is in many fronts: economically, socially, deprivation, lack of health care facilities that they have destroyed. What do we do? Where are we going from here?
Thank you. It is a great question. So I would like to start first by saying thank you to all diasporas around the world, and especially here in America. But most of all, to the first generation that have never been laid their foot in Tigray, seen their parents or grandparents or cousins in Tigray, how they react to this crisis, how they mobilized themselves and their peers around America. You guys make a big difference in our struggle because you are Americans. You know the language well. You can articulate it. You know the cause well. So I would like to say thank you to all of you. But our struggle just started. Even though we were able to free Mala and most of our cities, but our enemies, they're not going to sleep. They're going to undo everything which you guys work hard for the past 8 months. So our struggle is going to be different now. Like you say earlier, it's going to be focused on advocacy and diplomacy. So we have to target, we have to know who and what. So going forward, it is going to be a unique struggle and a targeted struggle. So we're going to need you guys. So I want people to do what they can. What is their background? What's their profession? I don't want us to do what I don't know what Burkitts do. So if I don't know how to do the advocacy, I should stay on what I know, the diplomacy or whatever. So we should share all and work together so we can achieve our goal. Our goal is to be free for our self-determination and self-rule. That's what we're asking for. We're not asking anything else. We don't want to be ruled by anybody else. We want to rule by the people who we elected them. So this is our struggle. So I want us to focus, and I want us to know what our enemies are doing every day. So we need to follow them, and we need to work on PR, and especially you first generation people. You can do better. So please organize and do what you know best. And if we can do that, I know we can achieve, because we achieve a lot. We made our cause known all over the world. There is no place in the world at this moment who doesn't know Tigray and the cause in Tigray, the genocide in Tigray, the war in Tigray, the rape in Tigray, the looting in Tigray, the killing in Tigray, because of all diasporas. So let's continue doing this, so we can finally be free and be able to live peacefully ever. So this is the message I have for diasporas.
Thank you. I couldn't see it better. The challenge remains high. Tigray is basically destroyed, as he claimed, and also the reality on the ground. We know because we have family, and we see the unfolding events of atrocity and looting. There is no ox to plow the fields. There is no seeds to plow the fields. There is no water resources. There is no medical facilities or health care. Tigray is just in open air. The challenge remains high. So this is an opportunity for many of us to go home and rebuild Tigray, not incomplacent by the recent events of victory. The struggle is immense. So as much as they open their hearts and the minds, pouring their gratitude towards the people of Tigray, and we have more challenges. All the things that we have built the last 30 years from our sweat, blood is gone. Tigray has to start or rebuild from the ashes. So any one of us who are able and have the opportunity, education, and for those people who made well business and make a little bit more cash than any others, they have to continue their support for the people of Tigray. Any attempt we do in terms of saving lives, whether it is $100, $50, it is a lot of money back home, saving many, many lives. Sometimes we have to make sacrifice some of the habits like latte and some of those luxury items. We can survive, right? But if everybody, I'm not against Starbucks advising, but even though I am not a pro Starbucks living in Seattle, actually I wrote my thesis against Starbucks business when I was in graduate school. But at any rate, we have to work in unionism and we have to work together regardless of what aims and objectives we have in terms of how to rebuild Tigray. Tigray is our foundation. Tigray is where our soil, our umbilical cord is buried. That's what it matters. So I'm just, we should not be overburdened. If somebody gives life so that Tigray is going to be liberated and people can live freely and happily and choose their own government, so be it. We can do more here in the diaspora. As I see, and as you see, one of the challenges is we're still in the process of trying to work together, different coalitions, different advocacy groups. At times, it is a challenge. So,
Yes.
how do we cope and bring those coalitions in one umbrella? You see, I am one of the many believers. The more organization we have, the better we are, because that's freedom. People to express, have their own desires, what it looks like within the framework of the constitution of state of Tigray. But at times it is very frustrating and very challenging. What is your experience and thoughts in regard of that direction? I'm not opposing people to have their own, organization or, you know, until they work with the other groups, putting upfront the interests of the Tagaro people. But sometimes I get frustrated in this regard because, sometimes there is a silos everywhere. How do we bring those silos together and work in unionism? And I know, Rezgi, you've been in many of those fronts. I don't know how you manage, quite honestly. Is there any secrets that you'd like to share?
Oh, well, in regard to the buildings, right? Well said. I can't say no more because you're absolutely right. We have only one home, which is Tigray. So we have to rebuild Tigray. So whatever we can, we have to do it for Tigray, even if we have to give up our lovely Starbucks latte. So there is a fundraising going on as we speak. It's Mahata #2. So I want everybody to get involved in their own way, in their own organization. The first generation, do it your way, do it the best way you can. If you have to challenge someone, if you have to match, whatever that you can do. So we have to contribute This is Makhata number 2. So we can help our government to start, because as we speak, there is nothing in Tigray. All the banks are empty. So our government, if they have to govern Tigray again, they are going to need some funds. So please, please, please organize and contribute to this fundraising. So I will highly, highly, highly encourage everybody to get involved. And because there is only 2 things. Either you're going to be remembered in history or forgotten in history. So be a part of this history. This is our history. This is our world. So I will encourage everybody, all of us, to get involved. But to the second subject that you brought up, Tagaro by nature, we too independent, we too stubborn. Most of the time, even we are, I just don't want to use the word, but we don't think or we don't allow ourselves to entertain new ideas and new people. So we need to work on this. That's the problem we have. Even going forward, it's going to be our challenge. So if we don't know how to tolerate, if we don't know how to listen, if we don't know how to adapt and accept new things, we're going to be in trouble. This is not 1900th century. This is not 20th century. This is not 21st century. This is 22nd century. So we have to be open for everything and listen and always let the idea win, not the person. So most of the time what we're trying to do is we want the person to win. No, put your ideas out there and let's challenge our ideas. So whoever ideas want, and let's take that. So if we do little things, I know it's hard because this is new for us, but we are the best people because we are very united. I think we are maybe next to the Israelis. We are the people in this world who are more alike than we are different. All of us. Our value, our language, our culture, our thoughts. Even sometimes, Berkat, you start a sentence and I'll finish it. We are that much alike. So if we are that much alike, why we can't listen to each other, respect each other? So if we do that, trust me, we can rule the world, leave alone Ethiopia.
One of the
So
things
that's
that,
what I have to advise.
yeah, one of the things that astonish me or admire about Tagaru in times of adversity, no matter what grudges they have, no matter what resentment they have, they always come together. Such kind of love and pouring support. Why can't we use it in a peacetime? Why do we have to display ourselves when adversaries are coming? We can do it always. The love, the caring, and it should be extended all times, not in a bad times. And I like to see this, and we have to work, all of us, in that endeavor. Having said that,
yes, we have to start working on it.
Yeah, I mean, as they say, before we unite, let's agree on what disunite. There is that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, at any rate, I don't know if you are watching the news. I know when I am living from my domain, I don't really watch so much news, and I expect you to do that because you came here to see our sister, and that's really appreciative of you. And I know what kind of heart you have going together, and that's a good thing. And really, I feel sorry that I was not able to see her myself, but I'll see her, and she knows my heart, where my heart is.
Yes.
At any rate, what I want to say to you is so many headline organization and newspaper, and BBC, and others, they are talking about the success of the Tigray Defense Forces and the challenges that they are facing. What we have talked about earlier, the bank system, the electric, the communication, and also the transportation sector, and also the food aid, especially about 120 cars are in the Amhara region. They are stopped. And if there is something can be done in regard to that, because 350,000 people are starving as we speak, according to the United Nations. That was announced today, and about 5 million people are on the hard situation. What do we do to alleviate the pain and also assure a quick delivery humanitarian? And I know the Prime Minister is refusing, even though he is agreeing on ceasefire. I don't know what ceasefire means. I mean, when you talk about ceasefire, you have to have two adversaries, trying to agree on the terms of the ceasefire. But this is a guy, as you said, he said he accepted ceasefire. It's just a flop from nowhere. So I don't know what to make out of it in the light of this urgency. And I know the United States, especially the Biden administration, has a very serious warning this morning that the banking system and the transportation and the communication system must be restored. What is the next? What is the next step if those things are not happening? As you have said, it is a declaration of war. On the other hand, it is a ceasefire. I mean, you can't have both ways. Either you are into it or you are against it. This is a challenge for Tigray Defense Forces. The only choice they have, as I will quote, as the New York Times was quoted, Getachew Redda, they're going to go anywhere where the enemies are hide out. I know that shock the Eritrean dictator, and I see so much insults on social media. And also the same thing, the Amhara elites are barking like a mad dog. We are in the midst of this. What do we do?
It is a good question. That's why we need to identify and focus what is our next. So our next is we have to make sure we survive this. And we have to make sure the international community, especially the US government, is intervening in our cause. Because mostly what we want is we want that humanitarian aid without no restriction to be provided to Tigray. So that's what we have to focus on. So we don't have to worry about what Abiy is saying today or tomorrow. What we need to focus is on this. We need the international community, the US, the UN, the European Union, all of them to make that decision. So unrestricted humanitarian aid, if it have to be airdropped, if they have to use different ports, if they have to use their own combat, whatever they have to use, they have to feed the people of Tigray. Because as you mentioned earlier, close to 5 million people are in a danger of hunger. So we have to make sure the international, because we can't feed all these people. We don't have all the resources. So we need the help of the international community. That's why, as you know, the other day, the U.S. Senate and Congress, they passed that. They agree that there was a genocide was committed in Tigray. And this Friday, the UN is going to have a meeting. So we have to push that they make that decision. And also they will have all independent media and all the criminals to the ICC or to be investigated by independent investigators and all that. And after that, of course, enforce the Ethiopian government, the Eritrean government. They have to do more than the sanction and the visa restrictions. They have to do more. And they have to pressure them to open the communication, to have energy and power in Tigray, and the banks start moving in Tigray. So that's what we need to work on. So we need to identify, we need to know our target, and we need to start working now. There is no time, because every minute, hour, day goes by, people are dying, and we cannot afford that anymore. So we need to focus on this. That's why all the diaspora, we need to have a clear direction. So that's why always it's great to be organized, like you were mentioning earlier. We all need to be organized, and it will be easier to target our goal. So that's what I would think.
Yeah, I mean, thanks, Presgi, for that wisdom. I think one of the urgent needed in Tigray is food. I mean, food. Starvation is the worst. You know, that doesn't give you time, even to be normal at times of distress, whatnot. I think what we should do is, especially in North America here, we should reach out to our senators, Congress people, council, to put and apply more pressure, assuring the delivery of food aid to Tigray by any means, or airdrop, or from Sudan, or from other areas, by any means, because we don't want to happen this kind of tragedy again. So I think we should not be complacent by the recent events that the withdrawal of enemy forces from Tigray territory once and for all. I know there are some pockets around Eritrea's border, but also there are some areas in the Amhara regions that has to be liberated. But the point is, I think we as a diaspora here, we just have to push more. We have to contact our senators, Congress people, and any influential figures as we speak from today. Today, myself with my colleagues here, we had our respected Congressman Adam Smith to talk about the issue of Tigray. And he is high-ranking official for the Armed Force Committee, which is really a very valuable tool. He has given us 30 minutes of his busy schedule with his staffs. We had outlined the need in Tigray. That one of the issues that we put forward is, if we're going to plow the fields I mean, as you know, the rainy season starts around June and July. We have to have some tools, and all the cows, about millions, are slaughtered and killed or looted. There is no seed. So how is possible to do the agriculture work without having all the necessary equipment and seeds and fertilizers? So this is one of the question we asked him. And also the second one is Mekelle International. It's going to be international airport should be accessible to aid delivery if it was not possible by the transportation until things are sorted out. Communication, and electricity, and banking system must be restored to where it was, so that many of the diaspora, we should be able to send money to our relatives and to our people in Tigray, or to state of Tigray, any possible. And the third issue is the healthcare facilities. As you see, the COVID-19 is very rampant because of the many things what's going on in Tigray. Because of the healthcare, 245 healthcare facilities were in Tigray. Now there are less than 30 that are functioning, and either hospital is functioning at 70 capacity. The oxygen intake was looted by the Eritrean invading forces and by the Amhara militia. There is no oxygen. A lot of people are dying, lack of oxygen. I mean, this is what happened. My friend Tadas Afro, you know him. He died on Monday last week because of lack of oxygen. So many days are going to happen, and we are asking him some medical equipment, especially access like getting oxygen or restore the one that was looted in Eider. Uh, and also, he mentioned about peacekeeping. We told him it's a good idea to have a peacekeeping forces, but also we told him we have a well-armed, disciplined, who are law-abiding by the international standard. Look at what's happening for the prisoners of war. You know what breaks me? You have seen on social media an old lady feeding to those captured soldiers, and it really it brought me to my knees. You know what happened of all the atrocity and the forgiveness of the people of Tigray. You know, for those I know some of them could be criminal tags. We don't even know how to do, until we have all the necessary equipments and so forth. And we were talking last time, some of them have been participated in murdering innocent people. We have to have a forensic science, or we have to have a fingerprint, or we have to have some sort of face image, you know, something that identifies software. And we are working on that, getting all those issues before they send them to Red Cross. I mean, this is an issue because the international court, they need evidence, not pictures. And some of those evidences, those prisoners of, some of them, they might be some criminals. There must be blood in their hands. So there are so many challenges as we speak. So those are the issues that we were talking about today. And what I am asking is every one of us who live in a different cities or state, we should be able to contact our Congress people and talk about those issues. And this is the only thing that we can push forward. And I urge everyone to do so. Because, imagine if you don't eat for one day, or if you miss your breakfast or dinner, you cannot tolerate the whole day. And our people are subjected day and night for such systematic starvation as a means of war, as a means of war to eliminate them from the surface of the earth. So I just want to, this is just a pure message for our diaspora friends, especially the youth one, that they should see this is as a threat for another can be prevented genocide.
That's a great point. That is the most effective way, is to reach out to your representative. So whoever is listening to this media tonight, Barakat is expert when it comes to this. So please contact him. So he will guide you how to contact your representatives and how to even arrange a meeting with your representatives. That's the most effective way to get things done, because these are the people that will make the law in the United States. These are the people that who can get our agenda done. So please, I highly encourage everyone to contact the representatives, congressmen. I don't have representation, unfortunately. I'm from Washington, D.C. So as you all know, we are a district. So I don't have this privilege. I wish I have. But the rest of you who have this privilege, live in different states, please contact the congressman and your Senate. If you don't know how to do it, contact Barakat or the other experts that we have behind the scene. So please contact them. They will guide you. Even they will help you to have and arrange a meeting with your senator or with your congressman or woman. So I really encourage everyone to do that. So like we were talking earlier, so our struggle is going to be different now. So we have to identify, and we have to target, and we have to act on it. So that's how we have to do it. So one of them is this. So please.
Well, thank you, Frazigi. We have been a little bit over 1 hour in the air. If you have the last word to say, please feel free. Otherwise, I think suffice to say. Thank you so much for your hard work.
Thank you. I'll say the last word in Tigrinya. I'll go back to Tigrinya, and Tigray prevails. Tigray ta'awita iya. ስለዚህ ዓወትና ፍጹም ንክኸውን ተጋሩ ኣብ ሙሉእ ዓለም ዘለና ማለት እዩ ማዓምጣና ሸጥ ኣቢልና ንለዓል ዓድና ንህነፅ ንተሓባበር ንተዓጋገዝ ንሰማማዕ ንደማመፅ ካብ ሓደ ናብ ሓደ መድረክ ኩለና ተጋሩ ንሳተፍ ኣነ